You're listening to my WorldNet Daily exclusive audio article. Today's WorldNet Daily exclusive audio article is entitled Biden Team Strategy for Ducking the Debates. Anyone with a functioning brain knows that Joe Biden cannot do live debates with Trump. Even at full capacity, Biden was an empty suit, but sadly now it would be a bloodbath. However, on June 22nd, the Biden campaign did confirm, quote, to 3 scheduled debates with President Trump in September and October, and criticized the president for taking varied positions on whether he would participate in debates and how many, unquote, wrote the Washington Post. From there, leftists have been working on a strategy, any strategy, for extricating Uncle Joe from this pending predicament. And there appears to be a fresh new one that was floated just recently from someone you might not expect. Now, assuming all else fails, I thought the Democrats would concentrate on a coronavirus strategy. It seems to be the most obvious. The plan, I thought, was quite simple. Due to the age of both presidential candidates, it would be too much of a risk for the candidates to take the stage together, plus moderators and camera people, audience, etc. I'm sure, however, like Major League Baseball, they would place cardboard cutouts in the auditorium seats in lieu of actual people and leftist activist plants. Instead, the Dems would insist, or rather demand, because that's what leftists do, that Zoom or Skype video debates might work. This way, Biden's face would be on one giant monitor and Trump on another. Off camera, his handlers could feed Joe lines and possibly even audio promptings through a tiny hidden earpiece. I'm sure they could borrow one from John Brennan or James Comey. Maybe Christopher Steele, former MI6, has an extra. But that has yet to be suggested. Maybe they're holding this in reserve. Back on July 7th, Thomas Loopy Friedman, hat tip Rush Limbaugh, posited a scheme for avoiding the debates. The man, who has literally never been right about anything, may have come up with something. The article was entitled, quote, Biden should not debate Trump unless, ... Here are 2 conditions the Democrats should set, unquote. The 2 conditions were, /are, that Trump must first, quote, release his tax returns from 2016 through 2018, unquote, and, quote, second, Biden should insist that a real-time fact-checking team approved by both candidates, ... unquote, be hired for each debate. Now, Loopy doesn't fully admit it, but we all know that he is banking on these demands being rejected by Trump, thus giving Joe a much-needed out and the ability to blame it on Trump. Quote, of course Trump will stomp and protest and say, no way, fine, let Trump cancel. Let Trump look the American voters in the eye and say, there will be no debate, unquote, writes Friedman. And that, and only that, is what will be reported. Then I saw this. Jimmy Fallon, Tonight Show host turned leftist hack, suggests that there is no need for debates. Yes, Jimmy Fallon has come to the rescue, with a perfect excuse in our polarized tribal society. He says, quote, at this point, who even needs debates? Who is undecided? Who's tuning in like, I want to see what this Donald Trump guy is all about. Then I'll make up my mind. I need at least 3 debates. Haven't figured out who I'm going for yet. Then once I do, after the 3rd debate, maybe the 4th one. Then I'll listen, unquote. It's not a bad suggestion, but Trump can't be blamed for it. So how about this for an alternate strategy? One which has nothing to do with either candidate. This way there's no need to count on Trump to do the predictable thing. So we know today's left is all about tearing down and eliminating all American traditions. I'm sure the radicals would agree that presidential debates have been a white hegemonic tradition, don't you know, for many decades, and 2 must go. The Biden people could then plant the seed in the radical BLM Antifa community to force the spineless political class to end the debates. Whatever it ends up being, one way or another, the left knows these debates can't happen. No way. Thank you for listening.